All right, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through the Sandbox Challenge number 2, S2 assignment or project. And so let's get started. The first thing I want to do is open up Xcode. So I'm going to open that up. And once I get Xcode open, I'm going to create a sandbox. So I don't go to new project. I'm going to go up to new, and I'm going to create a playground, not a sandbox, sorry, playground. Blank playground is what I want, and I will title that, and I'm just going to save it on my desktop. I don't really recommend that because then you get a messy desktop. Mine's already a little too messy, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm going to title it S2, and I'll just say variables. The S2 is kind of the important part for tracking this because it's sandbox 2. And you can see I get a little bit of sample code here to start with. I'm just going to get rid of that. And in your sandbox page, you will find the following code, which you can just copy and paste. Okay. And since I just copied and pasted that code, I'm just going to run that and I'm going to see what it does. Don't forget to turn on the console down here so you can see the result of your code, which will appear right here as soon as it's done running. It takes a minute for it to fire up initially because it's starting the emulator, it's compiling code, it's doing some things behind the scenes. So it'll take a minute, and then it should produce the result right here. And there you go. And so it's printing the welcome message, which is, you can see here, it starts out with two variables, a string named Jordan, and max login attempts, which is an integer named that's equal to 5. We also have current login attempt, which is 1. And then it says welcome, and it says welcome message. Welcome message is the string that uses hello, and then it injects the value of username. So it's taking what's in this container, putting it right here, and then it's taking all of this in this container and putting it right here. That's what the code with the backslash and the parentheses does. It says put whatever is in that container right there in that string. So you can see here it's doing the same thing right here. And in this case, it's actually doing math inside those parentheses. So you can actually do math where it says max login attempt, which is 5, minus current login attempt, which is 1, attempts remaining. And then what it does is it says current login attempt plus equals 1. What this means is we're going to take whatever's in here and we're adding 1 to that value. So if it's 1, then it becomes 2, and then it said updated login attempts remaining 3. So you can see here the result of that code is exactly what it says it is. So let's, as you go through this, we're going to create a program that looks a little bit like this, right? Where we are using just variables and we're injecting those into strings. So when we run that, let's run that code. Take just a moment to get that going. And then you can see here the result of the code. So I want you to play around as you go through this. There's also some experimentation there with type conversion. I provide some code here for you. And if I run that code, you can see that I start out with a string that contains numbers. This is different than a number, but if I convert that to a number by saying int, and then I do that, that works. And what do I see? If I try to convert apple, it becomes an invalid number. So it prints 0 instead, which is what's here. So this is a way to structure your code so that if a conversion fails, like if a user input is weird or whatever, that you can fall back and do something different. So what your challenge is to create something that looks like this, and this is not the code for it, this is the result. So we want, if you can create something that where there's an output like this, you can see it's telling me there's errors because this isn't actually code. But again, this is what the output should look like. So that's the challenge for this sandbox, is to put that together.